All right, mic check, mic check. Motor Masters Podcast, your host, man, of course. First and foremost, want to thank all the supportive listeners, everybody who listen to the podcast, share it, watch it, engage in dialogue, give me ideas and things of that nature. Definitely shout out to everybody that's been watching the podcast, man. Augusta, Georgia, definitely was hit with some. I don't know what it was. I mean, it's a hurricane, of course, but I don't know what to call it. That was something that in my whole 30 plus years of even knowing of Augusta, I never knew a storm to be that disastrous. So that was a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I want to first and foremost say, man, shout out to anybody that survived. You know, and if you survive, you should definitely be happy about that. If you were able to come out of that with minimal damage or no damage, you should definitely be happy about that because some people lost their homes. A lot of people lost their lives. You know, some people their whole life changed right after that. So definitely want to give a shout out to anybody who was able to make up out of that. And if you weren't able to make up out of that, you know, definitely my condolences to you, your family, and I just wish the best for everybody, man. That was a lot to take in, and that was definitely a off guard thing, man. And you know, I kind of start there. Now I want to talk about. I want to touch on it a little bit because I got a podcast I'm thinking I want to do with Slim, and I'll probably touch on it more then. But I did think, you know, just my I don't have a whole bunch to talk about during that time because it was bad. Power was out for days. Then at 10, 12 days. My Wi-Fi still out. Wi-Fi still out for some people. Um, the traffic lights was out. Your resources like your stores, you know, your whether it be your Targets, your WalMarts, your big time stores, some of them was closed because they didn't have power. So even the resources that you would run to afterwards, after a disaster or to just to kind of get food or whatever, you couldn't even do that for days. You know, and gas was scarce. People was running out of gas on the highway, running out of gas in the gas line. It was just a lot going on that I seen, and I definitely felt like there was a bit of insensitive posts and status and social media things being made. I thought was kind of distasteful for me. I think you know, I don't know if anybody could have really truly prepared for that. That was just something that either you knew to do or you weren't lucky. Some things are just luck, right? And you weren't lucky or you weren't blessed enough to have a generator. You weren't blessed enough to know or to have certain things in place just in case this happened. You know, the thing about being in Augusta, Georgia, or in a place with military base or any kind of military base city is you get people from all walks of life here. So you might have somebody from up north, from West Coast, from Midwest, and they live a little different. So they have a little different preparedness and readiness for these kind of events, as opposed to someone who lived in Augusta all their life when nothing like this has happened before. So I definitely saw those kind of posts was ticking me off in the beginning because I'm like, well, who's to say that somebody just ignored the news? It was just like it was just common to do. I mean, you can say somebody ignored the news if you want to, and that's fine. That's fine and dandy. But it's one of those things where people just did what they normally do. Oh, it's gonna be a big hurricane. It's gonna happen. Okay, we hear you. I mean, like I said, from in my 30 plus years of existence, um, I've never known it to be any disastrous storm here. You know, we had a snowstorm one time where the power went out for a little while, but that was like the worst that happened, and that wasn't even that bad. You know, it just something that happened. So I thought that was insensitive, but besides all that, I definitely want to definitely, just definitely say, just be prepared for next time. That's all you could do. It happened once, you get prepared for next time. And that's kind of a theme I want to talk about. In a minute though. Uh, so man, a lot of my plans had changed when the hurricane happened because I planned to do a lot of recording. I had a plan to be out for a certain amount of time. It washed, no pun intended, everything away from me. Like my goal was really just to make sure my kids were somewhere that they could be comfortable and not have to feel like they were in Desert Storm. Even driving them we drove to Noonan, Georgia, even driving to Atlanta, whatever. Them seeing the trees in the road, them seeing all they would have been days of this storm, but they didn't know to what degree. They knew they couldn't come outside. They knew that the power was off. They knew there was no internet. They knew that you had to charge your phone in the car. They knew that they had to throw the food out, but they didn't know to what degree until we drove through. And I think they was like, oh, and then we kind of went somewhere else and I kept them there. And so there's that. But man, so I wanted to talk about but what I really want to talk about was the fact that, during this time I had a birthday. So shout out to me, clap it up for me real quick. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yep. All right, clap it up for me real quick, man. I had a birthday, turned 34. And I was so shout out to Kim Aiken. He texted me my birthday. First of all, shout out to everybody that hit me up my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the time, but regardless of anybody hit me my birthday, whether it was first, last, second, third, I don't really care about that. It depending on who you are. But definitely shout out to everybody who reached out to me, who hit me up, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whether it was a phone call, whether it was a text message, regardless, I don't care. Everybody that said happy birthday to me, thank you. Okay. Man, so I did some reflecting, like, you reflect, beforehand, just the month coming up. So September, I did a lot of reflecting and like I normally do. And I remember Kim Macon text me my birthday and he was like, yo, I hope you get to enjoy it and you're not, sitting around reflecting. Now, I was going to record my birthday. That's the itch I had. I wanted to record my birthday. And he was like, trying not to reflect too much. I didn't. I just kind of enjoyed it, just chilled. They didn't even do nothing. I just kind of sat around all day with my kids. So that was enough. And so now that it's my birthday's passed, I'm a different age now, and I was like, I wanted to reflect. So I want to bring somebody up that said something to me years ago. I don't know how old I was. It might have been 30, might have been 29, might have been 31. I don't know. But it might have been 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. And we call him Smart Cam. All right. So it's the reason why we call him Smart Cam. It shout out to both Cams, you know what I'm saying? But one dude was just smart, you know what I'm saying? Clearly. And it don't mean the other one was dumb. Cam, you my guy. But they both had dreads, so we couldn't say Cam with the dreads. So we decided to distinguish them by how we felt. And we felt like Cam was the smart Cam. So we call him Smart Cam. And we call the other Cam the other Cam. But so shout out to Smart Cam. Cam, he hit me up. Well, I hit him up one day because I was his manager and he hadn't came or something like that. I don't know, but I was reaching out to him. I'm the manager that when you don't come to work or something like that, I will reach out to you. Now, I'm not gonna just fire you. I will reach out to you. I will see what's going on. But I always kept a good rapport with the people I worked with, and he was one of them. And we talked, and he was like, I said, I'm just making sure you're straight. I thought they got you. He might have got arrested or something like that. I don't know. I'm telling his business. I'm sorry. But either way, he hit me back and was like, nah, I can't go. I ain't even 33 yet. I'm like, what does that mean? I said, what you mean? He's like, that's my Jesus year. That's my year. I'm supposed to, rise up and all that other stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool. I didn't get it at the time, but I remember that always stood out. Like that always stood out. That whole, I can't go yet. I'm not even 33 yet. I ain't did my Jesus year yet. And when I started to reflect on the year that I had, so I think about this year last time. Today it was October 13th. This year last time, where I was at, and what was in store for me for the whole year. Right, so I was in a good spot this time last year, and then you get down to December, like everything changed. Kind of November, but everything changed like for me. And I don't want to get into all the detail because I don't anybody be sad for me, whatever. But you kind of you're not with a company you've been with for almost 10 years. All right, so that changes, big change, but it's a changeable change. That happens very often in life. It's kind of easier to adjust to than the other thing I'm about to say. Then my daughter's birthday. Everything's going good. I'm on the news. I got the Carlton Clay, the Black Excellence interview. I meet my daughter at the bowling alley. I went and took her shopping at Target. Meet at the bowling alley. We bowling. We shooting a bowling game. I get a call. My dad died. Okay, then you kind of maneuvering through that, and you trying to you're trying to go with the motions. Things is changing. You trying to go with the motions, and then December 23rd. My mom has a massive stroke, whole right side. you know, and it's like, damn, okay, all right, it's a lot happening in 30 days, within 25 days, F Christmas, within 25 days, everything had changed for me. That life as I knew it was over, right? And then you go into to the months in between, and I think about this time of me reflecting on the year that I had and what I had to endure. Um, Even during that time of December, like early November, December, it's like you endure like changes in friendships you feel like wouldn't change, changes in relationships you feel like wouldn't change, people changing, not not changing on you as far as like um they just be different. I don't know. It's just like you start to look at things differently, when you go through certain things, and maybe you got a different lens now. So you're like, okay, this person not really, or people are friends that's attached to something. So when you're not attached to a certain entity or a certain, brand, you know, is that a friendship sort of friendship, or was it just because of this brand? So you start to think that. So you're losing friends, you know, for me, I bottled a lot of stuff up. Even though I use my thinking out loud, I think I did the least amount of thinking out loud this year than I've ever done since I've been doing them. Even you count the year, it took me a minute to get to 100 because I had to kind of build myself to be talking in front of a camera and kind of expressing myself without expressing too much. Which is funny because I remember having a conversation, and it got brought up, like, that I guess it seemed like I was complaining about something, or, I was just saying, how bad stuff was, but I've never been that type of person to do that. Stuff just happened to really be bad, and I wanted to, I Twitter, I go on my thinking out loud. I use that to kind of get it off because, I don't have a therapist per se. I don't be on a phone with everybody 24/7, just expressing my feelings to each and every person. So I kind of unbottle things how I need to unbottle, or unpack things how I need to unpack them. And normally I use my platform, or my accounts. And so you look at that, like I look at a lot of stuff that I kind of endured. And I remember him saying that this Jesus year. And I remember just reflecting, like in September, like, damn, the irony of me thinking about that, remembering that, the irony of him saying that, the irony of the year 33 being a Jesus year. And then for me, I feel like that was a year I just got nailed to the cross. Like, no pun intended. Like, I feel like this is a year where, like, if it was if something can go bad, it can go bad. And that's what any relationship, any friendship, um, family ties, family issues, family members. It's almost like with any aspect of life, and I didn't complain 24/7, but everywhere I turn, it's like where something seems secure. Age 33 kind of like made me feel, no, it's not. That's not secure. That's not who you think it is. That's not your friend. They cool. It just is one of them things, and it's not to like diss nobody because I don't have no issues, and I move how I move. But it was a very eye opening year for me, a very eye opening 12 months for me, because like I said last year, this day last year, look, this year last year, you'd asked me who was my best friend. I would have named you by three names or something like that. You would have asked me, it's certain intimate questions you could have asked me, and when I say intimate, I'm talking about like personal, like near and dear to my heart, things that you just thought, whether it was things you were doing for a person or for people, a group, um, like the amount of time, energy, money, um, the listening, the heart, the whatever, like the thing that you possess, that you are lending, that you are sharing, that you are investing in to somebody. You take all that into account, and you'd have asked me, I would have said a lot of different names, a lot of different things, because at the time I'm thinking that's what it is. And like I said, it's not necessarily to diss, because I don't know, I'm not mad about nothing per se. I'm okay, but when you reflect and you think about it, like, yeah, that was a tough year, but it's like I really got to cleanse out a lot of people and things that I needed to get cleansed from for one, and then I got to make a decision on certain things that, you know, and I'm still deciding certain things. Like now, even as I reflect, I'm thinking like, damn, I ain't decided on that yet. I ain't decided on that yet. I think I got a decision here, but I don't fully know. I'm trying to see how it play out. I need to go do this. Even reflecting on myself, like you talk about, how, individuals, um, made you feel, man. I think about myself and the things that I've I put out there, like things I said. I lashed out at people. I closed people off. Um, I didn't do right by everybody. Like it was things that I did even during this year that not to say I didn't think I was capable of it, but that I feel like you know I did some things out of desperation. I did some things because I felt like I was at my lowest, and I say that I don't say that in vain because I don't want to go no lower. You know what I'm saying? I say it proudly. Like, hopefully that was the lowest that I could be. Hopefully, I'm hoping that was lowest. Like I say that to speak that into existence. Like that, let that be the lowest that I could be in my life. I gained weight. I just be stressed out. Like I don't know. It just was a lot of stuff that I hadn't really had to do that I had to do. I had to endure that and had to endure before. So the whole year was new to me, all the while trying to be what what everybody know you to be. Like I feel like I jinxed myself a little bit to a T because I remember I remember vaguely, distinctly one day last year, I'm sitting over there in this studio and I did a podcast and I said something like, I wasn't trying to toot my own horn, but I'm the man. Like wherever I'm at, I'm the man. And it still applies, but I feel like that was a little bit. I've been struggling with arrogance and confidence, like in my mind. Not struggling for real, but just in my mind, I talk to myself a lot, while I'm driving and stuff. And I've been thinking about what's the difference, right? And whether the difference between confidence and arrogance is results or is it time? Is it both? Is it one or the other? Is it something else? Am I even off on that as far as like what is the difference between arrogance and confidence? And the reason why I say time because I'm thinking when you think arrogance, you think confidence, you think time. Well, confidence can come up as arrogance until time passes by and you realize that that person wasn't really arrogant. They was super confident. Then also vice versa. You know, your confidence can be taken as arrogance when you think about the time span. It's like you was talking all that, but you didn't really do nothing. You were just arrogant. And I don't want to be in that. And I even the talking the thing aloud, like I didn't purposely run away from the camera, but I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the life experiences outside to even want to be in front of a camera. Like there was times that stuff would happen outside and like work or whatever, or you be in a meeting or you be around certain people and you mixing and mingling, you seeing things. And I want to speak because I got a different perspective on something. I have a perspective on something. But all year I kind of been mad all year. Like I've been upset all year. Like I just like I always say that, but it's some people in life I just feel like can never be happy. Now I'm simple, so I'm always gonna be okay because I'm simple. You know what I'm saying? You give me the bare minimum of stuff I like, I'm good to go. Some Slim Jims, my Wild Cherry Pepsi, you know what I'm saying? Just the stuff I like, I'm good. My daughters, I'm good. I'm good. But I reflect on this age and I know I said the cross thing, and I'm not saying I'm Jesus. I'm just I made a distinction. Don't take that as such. But I'm just saying like the hard year, and then not only the hard year, but the hard year of facing people that whether you not that I don't know more, but whether you thought highly of somebody, whether you had um, high hopes for somebody, you put people in position things you do for people, whether it's appreciated, not appreciated. You know what I'm saying? You look at all that stuff, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's because it felt like every time something didn't go right, it just felt like another nail going inside me. Like, just nailing me. Just like pause, but just it just felt like that for most of the year. And I tried to do different stuff. Like, I tried to keep a flow. I tried everything. I felt like, except therapy, but I tried everything else, and I don't know like what else it was to do. It was I could go days without talking to people, which I always could do, but this time I can do it, and I wasn't even knowing. Like, the days would just pass by. Like, I feel like I woke up. I feel like this year was like January went so slow because of everything that was going on. Then I feel like one day I laid down and it was March, and then I feel like I went to the gas station and came back and it was June. And then I feel like I looked at my phone for a little bit, and then I looked up and it was September. Like, that's how quick the year went for me. But when I really sit and reflect, I was just really upset all year at anybody that I don't know. I was, not everybody, cause like it's people that really, to me, I feel like, during this time I'll never talk bad or down about the person, because I felt like they were there. They listened, or they tried. You know what I'm saying? So I don't ever feel I won't feel a way about those people. But then there's another list of people who I don't hate. I don't feel no bad way towards. But in my mind, I've questioned as to, like, yo, do they not know me? Like, why are they asking this? Why aren't they doing it? And really, in hindsight, it's not even them. It's me. It's me. I wouldn't vocalize. I wasn't vocal enough. I didn't you know, you really can't. I guess it's a post that be saying, like, you gotta stop being mad at people for not being how you want them to be, or not being like you. And I feel like sometimes when I feel like somebody's in danger, or I feel like stuff is bad, I'm trying to figure out how can I help that person. Like, what can I do to help the person? And you do this for so long, and it's a list of people I could name that I'm just like, you feel like I did all I could do to help you, to help you, to help you, to help you. When I'm away, when I'm away, when I'm away, when I'm away, whether it's pocket, whether it's time, whether it's your resources, whether it's just your brain, your mental, your time, your energy. And it's like, you know, you as you go through things, you realize that it's a poor investment. I say that it's a poor investment sometimes in people. People investing in people. Granted, when you do it from your heart, or you do it just out of who you are, it's not really an investment, technically speaking, because you would have did it anyway. But when you look back and you look at what you have invested in someone, you kind of want something back, at least, in return. And now I ain't saying something monetary. I ain't saying something, you know, out of reach, but just the normal, checkup, you okay, or the normal, how you doing, normal happy birthday, the normal, just anything, like, yo, you need anything, just anything. And I think that as I reflect on the year, and you know, you you really look back and see, and even in your life where you've misstepped. I misstepped here. Okay, I misstepped here. I overplayed that there. I did too much here. I second guess that all the time. I don't know why I did that for. You know what I'm saying? It's so much stuff you do. And I don't know, man. Like, I just, like, as I think back of the year I had, and not that it was no ups. Everything wasn't down per se, but I feel like the ups just wasn't what I feel like my trajectory was supposed to be for this age. And so my ups is really just me trying to do the best I can. Like, me getting up and doing something, me, I don't know, cause my ups is always like, I feel like my ups be when I help somebody or when I do something for somebody. It ain't never really nothing that I do personally. But you know, I, honestly, like, as you get older, I guess, and I hate to sound like an old head. As you get older, like, it just, I think 33 made me realize, like, some stuff, it don't matter. Like, you see why some people be out for self. not that I'm a self person, I'm trying to be selfish 'cause I don't plan on changing like who I am. But you see why people be out for self. You see why people just, you know, I feel like I build great relationships with people. I build them really, really tight, firm. I really, really build great relationships with people. But I see why people wouldn't do that, because sometimes you build that relationship and it's like, what you got to show for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you built that friendship, okay, cool. You built that bond, okay, cool. You know, something happened, then what? Something happened, then what? Oh, or they not who you think they are, or you're not who you're not who you think you are, or they're not who, or you're not who they think you are, and it's like, you know, it's it's nothing. Like it's no reason, it's like waste of time. And I feel like over the years I've built a lot, and I cherish everything I built because you put time and energy to it. But I think the year 33 did me realize, okay, well, you got to do what you got to do for the people that want you to do it for them, and that's sure they want to be here. And I feel like that's why I think this year was like a big year of adversity for me, like super adversity, because here I am, I'm dealing with the loss of one parent, I'm dealing with almost the loss of two parents, technically speaking, but my other parent is dead, just not who I know it to be, which is my rock. So you can't really lean on that no more. That rock is not leaning on you. So and you help you and you're doing it with your siblings. You're trying the best you can to do that. Living arrangements change. Changing, and like I said, job. So your schedule changed. My schedule was insane. You just do, you learning new things. Everything that was comfortable, everything that was secure, it was like stripped of you, and you had to. I feel like I had to just go out there and make a way. But I feel like in the midst of all that, I had to still be like who I was to everybody I was supposed to be that to. So you call me daddy, I gotta be daddy to you. If I'm your oldest son, I gotta be your oldest son to you. You know what I'm saying? If you're the strongest child, you gotta be the strongest child. If you're the smartest child, you gotta be the smartest child. If you're uh, the person that and this person call when they in trouble, you still gotta be there when they in trouble. And being important things to a good number of people, for the first time ever in life, it really weighed on me. It really weighed on me, and I think it's because typically I didn't have the adversity to overcome, or I had to go through nothing, so I can just do, and move. But it's almost like one day I just got tired, like out of nowhere. Like I just got tired. I think I might have took the most naps in my life ever this year. I could just be getting old. I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm talking really just to talk because I wanted to put something out. I could just be getting old. I don't know. But this was like really a trying year for me, and I think I did the best I could do. So I hope that if my mom watch, or anybody that loved me watch, anybody that loved me like even catch this, like it was a very, very trying year for me, and I don't want nobody to spare me or nothing like that. If you feel like I was too distant, if you feel like I said f you, if you feel like I lashed out at you, or I didn't do certain things, like I had a lot of stuff going on that was foreign territory to me, and I did the best I could do with what I was given, with what I had, and with what I and, and with what I could resource. And that's the best I could tell you. I had a trying year. It's been a long time since I've been somewhere that I didn't want to be. I've been around people I want to be around, um, biting my tongue sometimes, dealing with personal issues, family issues, financial issues for certain things. But a lot of issues I was dealing with, I'm that person to a lot of them issues. So if it's a financial issue I'm dealing with, to somebody, I'm a financial person that they would call if they had a financial issue. So it's hard to still be that person when you got your own. Or if it's a family issue, that you're dealing with, it's hard to even, uh, talk to somebody and tell them how they should navigate something when like you dealing with family issues. Or if it's an issue where you tell somebody just to toughen up, be strong, it's gonna get better. It's hard to do that when like you in a situation where you feel like it ain't gonna get better. Now I might not be sulking in it, I might not be down and out about it, but it's hard to really, it's a saying. It's a I think it's like once you see something, sometimes you can't unsee it, and it's like when you see things crumble in front of you, it's kind of hard to be like tell somebody like, oh, they get better, because it's now possibly it's not. It's easy to say that when you ain't never like had nothing really crumble, or you ain't had nothing like really get deteriorate in front of you. You ain't had nothing. You ain't had a loss. I ain't had no big loss. I ain't have nothing humble me. I didn't have nothing like damn near break me down. I didn't have it until this year. When you think about all the things I was going through, but as I talk now, my tone is different. My confidence is still there, but my tone is different. My delivery is different. How I deal with people are different because I do know now it's not as easy as it sounds. So I try to be as real as possible. I'm a realist to the point where I try to be as real as possible with certain things that I'm saying, depending on what it is. If it's advice you need, it's something about stuff is just going haywire, and I'm gonna tell you the real. Like, hey, it's gonna get. It's like I had somebody that I knew they had well, it's not the same situation, but they end up losing their job after a long time, and I told them, I said, hey, look, it's gonna get harder before it get easy. I'm gonna tell you right now, you gonna go through identity issues. You're gonna question people you thought was your friend. Your phone gonna ring at first, and it's gonna stop ringing. Like, and and you're gonna question yourself, where you at in life. These are all things that I was dealing with, but I didn't really get a chance to deal with it because once that happened, then boom, your dad died. Then boom, your mom get a stroke, and it's like it just keep going and going and going. So anything that made me happy, I tried to stay around a lot. So I might have overdid some things this year. I don't know, because anything that made me happy is what I wanted to be. If something made me happy, I wanted to go to it, no matter how far it was or how much it cost. If it made me happy, I wanted it because I was so unhappy throughout the year. I just anything that made me happy, I wanted 24/7 access to it. To be honest with you, and um, yeah, I don't know. Like, for me, I didn't expect this to be as somber as it is, but I wanted to reflect on a year for real, for real. And I reflect on my year for real, for real. Like, I'm getting better now. Like, I feel like I'm going into a space. I got good momentum. I got good momentum going into like this new age, going into this last portion of the year, fourth quarter of 2024, and then going 2025. Like, I got some things I feel like are going good for me. But it's almost like I said, anything that seems secure, anything that seemed to be something that was supposed to be, it's like this year it was things that show me that wasn't it. And it sucks. I ain't gonna lie, it sucks, right? But on a grand scheme of things, I do feel like, um, everything happens for a reason. So just gotta kind of find, or hopefully it finds me, like, why this happened. Hopefully it finds me why it happened. Why did I have to have the year I had this year when I felt like I was like on a high and it just to drop? Why did I feel like, why didn't I feel like I was enough for some people, or in some people's eyes? Why didn't I feel like I felt last year, this time, this day, this time, to people all year? Like, why did I feel like they looked at me different? Why did I feel like I felt different? Why did you start to question yourself, and I don't have the answer to these questions, but these are questions I ask myself. And um, as I'm going into like moving forward, I got some things I'm working on, got some things I'm doing. And as I do that, I feel like I'm on a good path to happiness. That's what I really want. Like, I don't even care about no material stuff. I want to say I don't care about monetary stuff, but you got to make a certain amount of money to ever be comfortable. At least me. I don't know about anybody else. So that's going to always be there. But I do want to be happy. Like, that's my ultimate goal, and be happy. And I realized even just being with my daughters, how happy I am with them versus without them. So I know I want to be with my daughters. I know I want to be happy. I want to be with my daughters. I want the ultimate happiness that I could find, um, and I don't want to pay no crazy price. You know, I just want to be able to have it. You know, I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. I don't know. I want it. But you know, I say to say like, you know, if you ever like went through a trying year, comment and below whatever. Like if you ever been through a trying year, like what did you go through? What was your worst year? Like how did you come about of that? How was the next year following your worst year of your life? Because I know people that this year as well went through things, and they might have been. And that's another thing I think too. It's like you have these relationships with people, you cool with people, and whether it's a work relationship, whether it's a actual relationship like a romantic relationship, whether it's a family relationship, whether it's just a colleague, like it's another podcast, another whatever. Like you have these relationships with people, and you build, and people go through some of the worst traumatic some events in their life, and you're there with them, and you're like, yo, it's gonna get better. You there to listen to air. You there as a shoulder to cry on. You there as whether it's financial, whether it's physical form, whether it's whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You're there, and I think that's what it was. I feel like I had so many friendships where people had they like down years, and I feel like damn. The minute maybe it wasn't a down year, I don't know, but the minute I feel like I had a down year, you know, just feel like, you know, I didn't say I let up the dry, but you know, I don't know. I just feel like feel like, you know, I invested poorly. I should say that. I feel like I invested poorly. But um I noticed the people that were in my corner super heavy, people that did do a lot for me, people that, you know, never made me feel any different. It's very few. But the people that did, like, you know, I I definitely, you know, value them to the utmost, and I value my family to the utmost. I value anybody that didn't make me question my value, you know, to the utmost. Cause I did a lot of self questioning this year. I had a lot of negative thoughts. I had this was like a testing year for me. So he said the Jesus year, and I've been thinking about it ever since. I don't know why it stood out to me, and I really thought 33 was gonna be like the year when he said Jesus. I'm like, oh, bird, you know, Jesus is amazing. You know, he's powerful, he's strong. Like he did this, he did that. So when Cam was telling me this is Jesus year, is your 33, 33 is your Jesus year, that's your Jesus year. I couldn't wait to be 33. I'm telling you right now, if I'd known that my 33 year would be the way it is, whether it be losing a sense of security that you have for 9+ years, losing a parent, my parent having a stroke, just a bunch of BS, self questioning, losing confidence in yourself. Like if that knew that was gonna be 33 and just the test that I was put through, I would have just had a different birthday wish when I turned 32. To be honest with you, or when I turned 33, I would have had a different birthday wish. But I mean, it is what it is. You kind of go with the punches and you go from there, man. But look, man, I definitely do. I feel like I got a great support system. I love the audience. One thing about what I do love is that my audience still have grown, even with the down year. And I feel like I've had a lot of pick me ups throughout that down year, whether it be a comment, whether it be a paragraph, whether it be somebody calling me about the podcast I put on. Shout out to everybody that do that. Keep me in good spirits. You know, I know Karen Gold hit me a few times, and she was like, you know, I want you to just start thinking about the good, the good. And Karen, you know, I got love for you. It's not that I'm thinking about the bad all the time. It's just sometimes it consumes you. So I want to release it. So when I'm talking about it, I'm not. Sometimes when I'm talking about things, I'm no longer in that space no more. I'm talking about it so I can move on from it. I'm not talking about it to sulk in it and just to be sad or to be whatever. I'm in a good space right now. I feel okay right now. Some things could be better, but I feel okay right now. But I do feel like when I have my thinking aloud and I express myself and I just vent, it's to move on from that place. So a lot of times when I talk about something, I'm over it. I talked about it, I'm moving on. Like I'm going somewhere else with it. And so I know sometimes people say, "Oh, it's gonna get better." I, I'm cool. Like I'm good. Trust me. I appreciate the concern, but when I be talking, it's just me venting and I'm just releasing. I barely say names. I don't. you don't know what it is. It could be my mind. My mind race, erase, 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 and I have a lot of thoughts about a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of situations, a lot. You know, I do a lot. I'm a lot for a lot of things, for a lot of people. So I try my best to, you know, give grace. I want grace. Um, well, I try to give it. I know I'm not the most patient person in the world, but I give grace. I give game. I want game. You know, I give genuine support. I want genuine support. That's for anything. Anybody that know me closely, you rarely gonna find somebody that's gonna support you or go harder for you than I will. And that's for anything. That's whether it's the social media aspect of things, whether it's a share, a like, whether it's talking to you about what you can do, giving you an idea, following through with the idea, helping you with the idea. That's me all the way. And I'm telling you right now, I don't care who you are out there. If you got me as a friend and I've done that for you, you're not gonna find somebody that's gonna do that at that level with that level of patience and that's gonna have that much care into your craft. Because most sometimes it's not my craft. I'm just helping somebody else. I'm not helping, but I really be 100% all in when I help somebody out. Um, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the next year. I'm sorry, this was the one long. I ain't felt like this thing allowed to be that long. I wanted to just talk just because my birthday passed. And I wanted to kind of reflect on the year because I couldn't do my birthday. Shout out to Kim Macon for giving me the idea to not reflect on my birthday. But it was some good things that happened this year as well. My mom got better. So I definitely applaud that. She's still alive. I applaud that. My family got closer. I applaud that. You know, so you just go from there. Um, uh, yeah, I am back producing. So if you are interested in getting some production work done, oh God, I can't do everybody. You really got to have some nice quality content for me to want to do it. But I'm open to doing it right now. Um, yeah, man, I ain't gonna speak too much. I got interviews coming up. If you want anybody on the podcast, hit me up. Let me know. I'm trying to set up some things now. Cause I'm so behind because of the hurricane. We out of commission for damn 10, 12 days, 15 days. I got some things in the work I'm trying to do. So yeah, we'll see more interviews. Um, that's all. And for thing allows anybody that got questions, send questions in because I'm about to do a Q&A soon. It's been a long time since I did a Q&A. So I'm trying to do a Q&A soon. And yeah, man, I'm sorry for the long one. I just wanted to vent, man. I just wanted to vent. I promise you I just wanted to vent. 33 being the Jesus year was very I had a very different outlook on what it was supposed to be. But I appreciate 33 and hopefully, God willing, I make it to 35. And if I make it to 35, that I can reflect on the year 34 and maybe 33 will make sense. Maybe that year makes sense. Right now, I can't see it. I'm still kind of mad about a lot of things. I don't know. But um, that's all, man. Another thing I lie, we out.